Is Alibaba at peak fear right now? What is the purpose behind that question? So I know a lot of you investors out there, both new and experienced investors, have heard of this term before. Be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. So this entire monitoring of different fear indexes and understanding the fear climate surrounding different companies or different stocks particularly really allows us the perspective to understand when is a good time to enter the market and to buy certain type of stocks, especially the Chinese stocks right now. So before I answer the question about whether Alibaba is currently at peak fear, I need to know what is your understanding and what is the purpose behind this question itself. Right now, we understand that the entire stock market is devaluing all Chinese related stocks, ranging all the way from Baidu, Tencent, Huya, Douyu. The main backdrop of all these different fear, uncertainty, doubts surrounding all these different Chinese stocks will include the Didi scandal, where a lot of people are currently saying that the Chinese government is playing rogue, and a lot more discussions are surrounding the entire delisting risk versus the VIE structure, and how the CCP is going to take control of all the different Chinese companies that they own currently. So, if you were to really look at the entire market environment surrounding all the Chinese stocks right now, why did you even click into this video in the first place? So before I start, I did create a Discord channel, so it's everything related to Alibaba. So for all you bulls and bears out there, you guys are all welcome to join this entire open community. I believe everybody right here is extremely friendly, and for those of you who want to put forth different arguments, you want to discuss, you want to dispute, or you want to even debate any certain kinds of issue both in the US and China market, you are open to do so. I think everybody will be happy to listen to your viewpoint. So if you are interested, please click in the link in the description box down below to join the entire Discord server itself. On top of that, I've left my referral link for both Tiger and Moomoo Brokers. They're essentially both a brokerage firm from China, and right now they're aggressively expanding in the entire world itself. So for those of you who are interested in getting an Apple share, I think the promotion runs till the first week of August. So for those of you who haven't get your free Apple share, what are you waiting for? If you would like more details regarding the entire promotion and referral rewards, please feel free to reach out to me on both the Discord server or just on the YouTube comment section down below. With that, let's get right into today's topic. I have always been a very huge proponent of having a proper investment strategy before dabbling into any investments, because we all know that humans are social and emotional creatures. If we don't have a proper strategy in mind, our emotions will be the one doing all the trading for us. And for those of you who are experienced, you know that whenever feelings and emotions are put into the entire equation, our investments usually do not play out or turn out well. So, back to the question of whether Alibaba is at peak fear. If my answer to you right now is yes, what are you intending to do? Buy more? If my answer to you right now is no, there might be even more problems and even more headwinds surrounding Alibaba stock, and the share price of Alibaba might see a day of 180. What are you intending to do with this information? Sell out of your current position so that you can enter at a much lower price? If that is your motivation and your intended course of action, I would suggest that we should all stop timing the market. Honestly speaking, if you want the short answer to the entire question itself, I would tell you that nobody in the world knows. Anyone in the world that tell you otherwise is probably trying to sell you a course. What we can do as investors is really just study the probability and understanding the business on a fundamental level. What price is Alibaba gonna trade at next week, next month, or next year? Nobody in the world knows. At the current valuation of Alibaba, we are currently projecting a growth rate of around 5 to 10% for the next 5 to 10 years. Just let that sink in and think about whether you want to exit your position right now and wait for a lower price. Let me just walk you through the entire expectation of Alibaba share price right now. At a $210 to $220 price range, if you were to really project it out to 2030 at a $1,000 price target, that is a 4.5 to 5x return in 8.5 years. And the main problem is many investors are right now trying to time the market. They might think that, hey, a $210 or $220 of Alibaba right now is quite expensive. They managed to dip down all the way to 198. Who knows, they might even go down to 188. So the difference between 188 to $210, that's around a $20 price difference. And if you're buying a very small position, that will probably not make a big difference. But let's say what if you're buying 100 shares, 1,000 shares, or even 10,000 shares? When the position starts going to the hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's when the $20 price really make a huge difference. What I would like to caution all you investors out there right now is the idea of selling now so that you can enter at a much lower position. How many times do you think all the investors out there have the ability to do so? And if many investors who have the ability to do so time and time again, most of them are probably billionaires right now. The current expectation of Alibaba right now seems rather gloomy. And with the entire emotions being integrated into the stock market itself, I would dare to argue that 198 might not be the lowest that we would see of Alibaba stock in the next year or two. We know that the entire fear-mongering climate and how people are extremely afraid of the CCP might even cause artificial downward pressure to Alibaba stock. We might even see a day of Alibaba being $150. But what is the probability of that coming up? I honestly do not know, and I'm quite sure nobody out there knows. Who would have guessed that when the pandemic arrived, the entire stock market crashed for a good 30 to 40%. And right after, in a few weeks or in a month or two, it instantly went into a V-shaped recovery. For those of you without cash, I only have 4 words. Suck it up, buttercup. I think this is the entire game of investing. Walking into any investment, I think having a sound and proper strategy in place is good. If you have already built a sizable position and a sizable exposure to all the Chinese stocks and Alibaba particularly, then I would not suggest you breaking your own rules. Even if your buying price of Alibaba is currently at what, $250, $240, who cares? Look back and think about when you had the courage to press the buy button. Why did you have the courage to start the position and press the buy button? Think back about the bull thesis that you came up with. Think back about your price target for Alibaba share price. If nothing has changed fundamentally, why are you worried? Why are you intending to try to time the market, try to sell at this price point and enter at a much cheaper position? If it's part of your strategy to start swing trading Alibaba, sure, go ahead, nobody is stopping you. But for those of you who are building a long-term portfolio and have a long-term horizon for all your investment vehicles right now, why are you thinking about whether Alibaba is currently in peak fear? I can tell you when emotions come into the entire picture itself, nobody really knows how low it can get. Which is also why whenever there's a crisis that happens, people start instantly throwing all the kind of investment equities that they have, because they know that people are extremely afraid, nobody is willing to invest right now, and everybody literally is just throwing all the good companies out there. Look at all the different price charts of Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. All these are humongous and huge companies, and just look back at all the prices of all these huge companies. How low did it went in March 2020? So right now, all I can say is, for those of you who have not reached your maximum capacity and your risk tolerance of building an Alibaba position, go ahead, continue dollar cost averaging. I think at this price point and this price range right now, Alibaba is definitely a steal. But for those of you who have limited capital and you have limited exposure that you do not want to continue building your Alibaba position, suck it up. Just continue holding and I'll see you on the moon on 2030. Who cares about what Alibaba is trading at last week or this week or next week? If you really have a very long-term horizon, you are essentially mitigating all these short-term risks. If you really want to know my opinion on whether Alibaba has reached its peak fear stage, the entire climate right now around Chinese stocks are extremely frothy. But personally, what am I doing? I'm continuously dollar cost averaging because I still have a certain percentage of my portfolio in cash. If I have the ability when I see Alibaba continuously nosediving, I'll start slowly picking up more shares, and I follow a pretty strict rule in building my different position sizes. So if Alibaba reaches 190 again, I'll continue buying. If it reaches 180, I'll continue buying. And if it reaches 150, I'll probably go all in. Which is also why I would like to say that different people have different strategies. And you should always have a proper strategy and not rely on different YouTubers or different YouTube videos to check and confirm your own biasness on whether is it a good time to enter or not. With that, I'll see you in the next video, but more importantly, I'll see you on the moon. Goodbye.